Alright guys, say I want to do a really fun list because co-op games are games that I really enjoy the most when it comes to multiplayer. I'm not a huge PvP fan anymore. I'm just older and I just don't give a shit enough to play them long term. But co-op is something I do like because I can either play with my wife, my kid, or just jump online and play with my friends. So it's something that always will be something that I enjoy. And today I just wanted to make a list of 5 games that you can actually pick up now. So I'm going to talk about the series mostly with these games because I think multiple of them in the series are co-op. But these are series that have games that are currently out now that you can just pick up and start playing right away, and they're all co-op. Most of them are local co-op, which is also a big thing for me, save for I think just 2 of them. But overall, these are games I love as co-op. Obviously, this is my list, and there's a million co-op games out there, and I haven't played them all. But here's 5 co-op games I think you should all play right now. Alright, coming in at number 5 is Tales of Berseria. Now, you could pretty much play any Tales game, save the newest one, because they all had co-op, and it was couch co-op, which was really interesting. I played most of these games with my wife, and we had a blast playing them. RPGs usually aren't my wife's thing. She doesn't really find it all that amusing to go around and talk to a lot of people. She likes the story cutscenes, but not so much the rest. But she did like the combat of the Tales game. So with this co-op, you're basically one player's controlling the outside of the battle stuff, going around town, setting up other characters, all that. And then the second player comes in with the co-op combat to help fight. So this was always a really fun, easy to jump in co-op game that my wife and I got to play. And I could even grind when she was at work, so I can get our levels up for the next battle. So overall, if you want something that's kind of a leisure co-op where the person can just jump in the combat sections and then the rest of the time start cooking, eating, or just playing on their phone, this is the type of game that you might want to check out if you want some co-op on the couch gameplay. My number 4 is Kirby, which pretty much any Kirby game in the existence of the last 15 years co-op, but I got to play all the Switch Kirby games, and they're all co-op, and they're all really fun. My little daughter just loves this series, absolutely loves it, loves the character, loves the powers, loves the fact that even if you die, it's kind of really hard to die in these games, and even if you do, you just restart the stage, it's not a big deal, and the co-op is really easy to jump in. Again, very, very easy to just come and turn on a controller, jump in, and play. You don't have to invest much time or energy or building the character or anything like that. This is another jump in, jump out couch co-op game that I really enjoyed. I don't know if it has online features because I never played it online. Maybe it does, but the co-op couch is a feature that a lot of games these days don't have, and it's something I really enjoyed. So this might not work for older fans. You'd probably have more enjoyment playing like the newest Mario game, but for the fans who have kids, I think this is one of the best co-op experiences I played. My daughter is only 5 years old, and even at 4 she understood how to play these games good enough to get through stages, so this is the perfect co-op game with kids around for sure. My number 3 is Final Fantasy XIV. Now, this might be cheating because this is an MMO, but this is also one of the greatest co-op experiences I had in my entire life. So once you set up your subscription, you could jump right into playing. Now, I played Final Fantasy XIV for over 200 hours, probably more by now, and I absolutely love this game. I played with my friend Robbie for months and months, and we went through so much together. It was just so fun to do these dungeons together, to talk while we're just knocking out enemies, doing missions together. Overall, this is just a really laid-back, fun game, and sometimes the difficulty spikes enough where you got to really pay attention to what you're doing. On the flip side, I played recently with my wife just a few months ago, got her into it, and we got all the way up to almost level 50, and that was a lot of fun playing that, and we actually played that side by side. So if you have 2 gaming devices and 2 subscriptions, you can just sit and play. So I have the Ally and the Steam Deck, and we each played on those, and that was just a ton of fun as well, getting to play with my wife, sitting in the bed and just having a good time. Things like that make co-op experience so much. So while it's not couch co-op per se, as long as you have 2 gaming devices, whether it's an Xbox and a PlayStation 5, PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox, did I say that? Anything, Steam Deck, you can play this game with your people in the same house. You just have to have 2 subscriptions. So it's a little expensive, but it's definitely one of the most fun, and this is the most invested, I think, in all the co-op games, outside of maybe one more that you can play just simply because you're building up a character, getting their armor, and all that good stuff. Coming at number 2 is the Halo franchise. Now, I'm gonna specifically focus on Halo 1 to Reach, because these to me are the best co-op experiences. Not that 4 and 5 didn't have fun co-op, but those games in particular are some of the greatest co-op experience games I've ever had. And if I'm going to play a first-person shooter these days, I'm probably going to go back to Halo, just because they have redone them with the Master Chief Collection, and it's really a fun experience. And the co-op still holds up really well. Again, I played this with co-op with my wife, and then I played it with my friend, and I played the storylines of Halo all the way back to the Xbox with my friends multiple times. This was the couch co-op defining experience, and then they added the online feature where you can do it with your friends, and it got even better. So Halo truly is the best example of a first-person shooter co-op experience where you don't have to do the PvP part of Halo to really enjoy the overall lore and world of Halo by playing with your friends and shooting the shit out of aliens together. So yeah, Halo to me is one of those experiences that I kind of never forget. You can pick up the Master Collection usually for like $10, and I think even now, these games are over 20 years old, they're definitely worth playing. They're still holding up, and they're still great games. So go check them out if you want a first-person shooter with your friends that you can play right now. And my number one franchise is Monster Hunter. Now, Monster Hunter is one of my favorite franchises of all time. I've talked about it many times on this channel. I think it's one of the greatest co-op games ever because it relies on truly trusting your partners or partner to really help you fight these monsters. And what's cool is when you have somebody join your party, they up the health on these monsters and I think the damage. So it really makes for some really fun experiences because you then have to rely on your friend being enough of a support that you can overwhelm a stronger monster. So I really like that balance. On top of that, it is some of the most hilarious fucking fights I've had in video games ever with my friends when we're just slashing, dashing, and making each other fly by using great swords or long swords. So there's a lot of funny parts to do with co-op. Also, it's just really cool to then gather a bunch of your friends with all these different armors and stuff and look badass. So overall, Monster Hunter is one of my favorite franchises ever. Monster Hunter World and Rise are probably the two best examples to pick up right now at the time of this video because they will throw you right into the world. You can co-op it, and it's so much fun. And then Wilds, which comes out early next year, looks even better. It's one of the best experiences I played in a demo. I'm very excited to play with my friends. And so overall, I think Monster Hunter not only is one of the best franchises or best co-op franchises of all time, I think is the most fun I've had online with co-op. So I have to say, you have to pick this up if you haven't yet and go hunt some monsters. Just slaughter them, cut them in half, or capture them if you're not a sadist, because I like to capture them because I feel bad, except for Devil Joe. Fuck Devil Joe, he can die in a fucking pit of fire. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I made a lot of fun co-op games here and I listed them. Now of course there's so many. There's some I never played that I hear are some of the greatest, like Take-Two. I really would like to play that one day, but these are the games that I did play. These are the games I did enjoy. These are franchises. A lot of these franchises I just talked about, you can pick up multiple games from them and play. And all of these games right now are available on multiple systems to play with co-op. Every single game on here has a newer game in its franchise, and it usually has the co-op. Like I said, besides Tales with the newest game, it did not have the co-op, but any game from Tales of Mysteria, which is the one right before the newest, down has co-op that you can play on the couch. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. I always appreciate that. If you love this video, hit that subscribe button. I got a lot more coming out. And everybody, I hope you have a good gaming season. And why don't you list below some of the greatest co-op games you ever played and give me some experiences. I want to hear about the craziness in co-op. That's the best part about co-op for me versus PvP, is that you're playing with your friends versus mostly the computer, and there's some hilarious shit that can happen while you're trying to take down some baddies. So I would love to hear that listed below. I hope you guys enjoyed and have a wonderful day.